The Fender Stratocaster. Even if you don't play guitar, you've probably heard of it. The sleek, contoured body, the three pickup design, the legendary tremolo system. The Stratocaster, or simply the Strat, isn't just a guitar, it's a cultural icon that has shaped modern music for over 70 years. But where did it come from? Why did it become the go-to guitar for legends like Jimi Hendrix, Eric Clapton, and Stevie Ray Vaughan? Today, we're diving into the fascinating history of the Fender Stratocaster, how it was born, how it evolved, and why it remains one of the most beloved guitars in the world, right here on History of Simple Things. The Stratocaster's story begins in the early 1950s, when electric guitars were still a relatively new concept. Fender had already introduced the Telecaster in 1950, a simple yet revolutionary solid-body electric guitar that set the stage for modern rock and roll. But while the Telecaster was a success, musicians wanted more versatility, more comfort, and more sustain. Leo Fender, the founder of Fender Musical Instruments Corporation, along with his team including George Fullerton and Freddie Tavares, set out to design a new guitar that would meet the needs of professional musicians. The result? The Fender Stratocaster, introduced in 1954. Unlike the Telecaster's slab body design, the Strat featured a sleek, contoured body with double cutaways, making it more comfortable to play. The body shape wasn't just for looks, it allowed easier access to the higher frets, making soloing more fluid. Fender also introduced a groundbreaking tremolo bridge, which allowed players to bend notes and create a vibrato effect by simply manipulating the bridge. This synchronized tremolo system became one of the defining features of the Stratocaster and was a game-changer for musicians looking to add expressive techniques to their playing. When the Stratocaster hit the market in 1954, it wasn't an immediate sensation. In fact, it took a few years before it gained widespread popularity. At the time, many guitarists were still using hollow-body electric guitars, or Fender's own Telecaster. However, as rock and roll exploded in the late 1950s, the Strat began to find its place in the hands of influential musicians. Early adopters like Buddy Holly, who played a Strat on The Ed Sullivan Show in 1957, helped bring the guitar into the mainstream. Holly's use of the Strat gave it visibility, and soon other guitarists began to take notice. By the 1960s, the Stratocaster had solidified its reputation as a top-tier electric guitar. Surf rock musicians like Dick Dale pushed the Strat's tremolo system to its limits, creating fast, reverb-soaked guitar lines that defined the genre. But it wasn't just surf rock. Blues musicians like Buddy Guy and rock icons like Hank Marvin of the Shadows also embraced the Strat's versatility, proving that it could handle everything from clean, shimmering tones to gritty blues licks. If there's one guitarist who cemented the Stratocaster's place in rock history, it's Jimi Hendrix. By the late 1960s, the Strat had become the preferred guitar for many musicians, but Hendrix took it to another level. With his unorthodox, left-handed playing, innovative use of feedback, and unparalleled technical skill, Hendrix pushed the Stratocaster beyond what anyone thought possible. At Woodstock in 1969, he delivered one of the most iconic guitar performances of all time, his distorted, feedback-laden rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner, all on a white Fender Strat. Hendrix's influence on the Stratocaster was enormous. His performances showcased the guitar's incredible tonal range, from clean, bell-like tones to raw, overdriven distortion. He made full use of the tremolo system, creating wild pitch bends and dive bombs that had never been heard before. After Hendrix, the Stratocaster wasn't just a guitar, it was the guitar for anyone looking to push musical boundaries. Following Hendrix's era, the Stratocaster continued to evolve and remain relevant in every new musical movement. The 1970s saw players like Ritchie Blackmore of Deep Purple and David Gilmour of Pink Floyd using Strats to create soaring, expressive solos. The 1980s brought a wave of Strat players like Stevie Ray Vaughan, who redefined blues rock with his aggressive playing style, and Eric Clapton, whose signature Blackie Strat became one of the most famous guitars in the world. Fender also introduced various updates and modifications, such as the addition of hotter pickups and new finishes to keep up with the changing demands of musicians. In the 1990s and 2000s, the Strat remained as popular as ever. Alternative rock and grunge musicians like John Frusciante of the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Kurt Cobain of Nirvana brought the Strat's legacy into a new era. Despite the rise of digital music and changing industry trends, the Stratocaster continued to thrive, proving that a design from 1954 was still one of the best guitars ever made. So why has the Fender Stratocaster remained so iconic for so long? The answer lies in its perfect blend of design, playability, and versatility. Unlike many guitars that are tailored to a specific genre, the Strat can do it all: rock, blues, jazz, funk, metal, and everything in between. Its contoured body makes it comfortable for long performances, while its 3 single-coil pickups offer a wide range of tones. The tremolo system allows for expressive playing, while its lightweight yet solid construction ensures durability. Another reason for the Strat's longevity is its association with legendary musicians. From Hendrix to Clapton, Gilmour to Vaughan, the Strat has been the weapon of choice for some of the greatest guitarists of all time. This has given it an almost mythical status. When aspiring guitarists pick up a Strat, they're not just buying a guitar. They're tapping into decades of musical history and innovation. The Fender Stratocaster isn't just an instrument, it's a symbol of musical evolution. From the birth of rock and roll to modern-day music, the Strat has been there every step of the way. It has been played on some of the most iconic recordings and performances in history, and it continues to inspire new generations of musicians. Whether it's the shimmering tones of a clean Strat in a jazz ensemble, the fiery blues licks of Stevie Ray Vaughan, or the psychedelic soundscapes of Jimi Hendrix, the Stratocaster has proven time and time again that it is one of the greatest guitars ever made. So next time you hear that unmistakable Stratocaster tone, remember, you're not just hearing a guitar, you're hearing history. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.